I don't see a video.
It says live and it's counting.
I don't see a video, Mike. We gotta turn that sound up. That sound's gotta come up.
Take a look around. Can you see it now? Don't be colorblind. Cause when they're killing mine, they'll try to justify. Oh, each and every time. Playing in the park, taking your job, sitting on the couch, in your own house. Never seen no matter what we do. You think we don't matter, but we do. You got a problem cause the city on fire. You're quiet when niggas die. Not the soul about the body that we bury. You a guy now, you no longer have to worry. It's so hard to sing these words out loud. All these beautiful, precious black lives. Lost in the name of senseless white girl. Tears falling from my eyes. How many others have to go? How many brothers gotta go? How many more times? How many more times? How many more marches? How many more times? How many more lives? How many more times? Tell me how can you be quiet? The language is a riot. All we ever see from you is violence. You know you ain't no better if you silent. You talking about the city on fire. Where your rage when my people die. We ain't slaves, let my people fly. Now it's time, watch my people rise. How many mothers have to go?
Every single son's eyes.
Brothers gotta go.
There's no way to stop his eyes
More times. How many more times? How many more times? How many more times? How many more lives? How many more times? How many others have to die? How many brothers gotta die? How many more times? How many more times? How many more marches across the world? How many more sons? How many more lives? How many more times? I leave you alive. They say life is what you make it. I'm a legend in the making. I know just what I made of. They say life is what you make it. But I'm a legend in the making. I know just what I made of.
Whew. I guess we can add another name to that list. Seriously. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. We are in the building, and if you are able to see me as I can see my guests, then we are truly blessed and highly favored with everything that's going on in the world. I want to welcome everybody to the show. We're going to try to do what we can do to lift and inspire, educate, give you knowledge, and leave you with some things that you need to have. Um, is a change on the horizon. We're about to find out. First, I want to take a moment before we delve into some real deep stuff because we just saw a real deep video. And the reality for us has been happening for so long until we just at the point where we, what more can we do? What more can we do but march, but protest, but push back? We're talking about life. How many more? So I want to thank my co-host, always Annika Valley Cole, right here with me. We have her here for the knowledge and understanding, and always when we're going to talk about things like this, we are battling two pandemics: racism and COVID-19. So we already, I know we're dealing with something. Big homie Quan gonna be hitting us up, telling us what's going on good in the wood. Always misunderstood, but I feel him. He got his new hairstyle. That's something I can joke about and say it looks cute on him. He got a little cute little hair fixed all up, ready, 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 ready. And we brought somebody back that you guys are gonna probably see a lot more of. She's learning the process with us. This is a hard process. But we have the lovely Cindy Davis, who's in the building with us, in the house. She's in the I'm just saying seat, and we ready to talk. We're going to talk about when you see this, guys. Right away, though, my guy's telling me about the breaking news because, as we just said, another young brother was added to what you just saw. The names on the list. And this young brother, we're going to do a photo of it. We're going to say something about it because we're all in California. So this happened in South LA, and this happened yesterday. I'm trying to understand the story. I'm trying to wrap my mind around it, Cindy and everybody. We're gonna get his name up and everything, and we're gonna try to understand Dijon Kazee. Now, my understanding is the brother was riding a bike. I don't know, but they said the brother was riding a bike, and from a big homie Quan added some more to it. Said that the young brother was minding his own business. But I know I did read that the police stopped him or did something, or the sheriff's department. But it resulted in him being shot 20 times with a whole lot of clothes, they say, on the ground. And in the midst of that was a gun. But the brother was shot in the back. Now, young brother Blake was shot 7 times. 7 times. And he lived. So I'm going to ask the question because I'm fearless, because somebody got to have the courage to say this. So 7 didn't kill one. So now you up in your game. You all want more. You'd have been 3 times 7. We know the math. That's 21. And then they said, well, he was dead on the scene. I said, well, if you shoot me 20 times, I was surprised that my brother survived 7. Now, to sit here and to be young, and these I call myself young, but these young people are younger than us. And this is genocide. And we got to get out and vote like our lives depended on it. Cindy, Juan, Annika, we have to vote because our lives, their lives, your life, your kids' lives depend on it. Now, it is this when you have a president that does not give a damn, then the message is loud and clear because it's a dog whistle and every dog hear it. And now we still have it. And the police are retaliating against us for marching. They mad at us for killing us. I ain't never seen them like this. You mad at us for killing us. And here's the thing, guys. I'm going to ask my tech guy to put up the voting stats. We're going to talk about that for 1 minute because, see, this is why it's important to get your ass out and vote. Now I'm telling you, black, brown people, get your ass out and vote. Wisconsin. Trump won Wisconsin. Look at this, Cindy and Annika. He won that thing by 23,000 votes. In Milwaukee, just alone with black people, 93,000 black folks did not vote.
Calling out Wisconsin.
Calling them out, Cindy. Say Miami, Cindy.
Miami, 379,000 blacks didn't vote.
Hey, how much did he win by, Cindy? Put it back, Mike. We're going to make sure they see the stuff. We're going to call you out.
113,000 votes.
So if just 150,000 of your butts got out there and voted, y'all, see this, I want you to see this because this is why we are dying. See, because I'm not worried about that word being white because that's not what's happening. I'm not worried about this. My thing is now let's get to Michigan. 11,000 votes is what he beat Hillary Clinton from Sydney. And in Detroit alone, 277,000 people, black people, didn't vote.
That's a shame, y'all.
You know,
that's a shame, y'all.
My mom lives in Detroit, Michigan, and they were doing some shady business out in Detroit. Because when we watched that, we were surprised. Like, what's going on? Like, they were doing some shady stuff in
Detroit. Y'all know y'all some snookity crooks. Y'all got to play dirty too then. Because still, it shouldn't have been 277. I believe that. I believe they may have stole 100. But see, here's the thing. Here's what happened. And this is what we're going to say. Okay, 44,000 in Philadelphia. 238,000 blacks didn't vote. I don't even think Trump and Putin thought about going over to Philadelphia. Y'all was gonna come to Georgia, Atlanta. All of y'all setting up looking good. 270,000 votes. 500,000 black people did not vote. Oh, I don't want to get loud like this, but I'm angry because I'm telling you something. This is telling us why and COVID is killing us, and racism is killing us. And if y'all
apathy is killing us. Apathy, not getting out and voting. Black lives matter. Black votes matter. Make your black vote matter. Vote.
Damn, vote. Tell them. It's Cindy, but guys, I want to put my hat out because y'all not getting the gist of this right now. Here's the understanding. Don't think that that Biden got it because everybody tired of this. So don't see here. That's what happened with Hillary. Those that didn't want to vote, that didn't think about it, you guys that didn't want to be bothered with it, guess what you did? You jumped up and you said, "Well, she got it." Everybody know he ain't ready. You can't be complacent. Right now, we did a show with Cindy on. I did the show and we were talking. Michelle Obama led with the speech. I had so many hits and people coming at me and Mike. We forgot our call out. We forgot our call out today. But we had a call out of the people. If Mike can find it later, I have him bring it up because it showed what they say. And I call them out by name and read them. And what they were saying different things, but she's a man. The hate is real. Do y'all understand what I'm telling y'all today? The hate is real. So we need y'all to get out and go vote. Now, Cindy and Annika, Quan too, because you're a young black brother. So what I want to understand is, what do y'all think about Brother Trump and how he's supporting the guy Kyle that killed that shot the two innocent people and killed them and injured the third man? What do you think? I'll let one of y'all go first.
Lord, all I'm going to say, this is Annika, that when I saw a picture of what that man looked like walking back past the police, this is what I want to talk about. Walked through the police with that weapon in his hand and murdered. First degree, premeditated, deliberated, intentional killing of another human being without a lawful cause. I don't like you. I don't want you to be on top is not a reason to take a gun or a rifle or an AK whatever and shoot somebody. And the fact that Trump is not calling out not only the shooter, but all the lives that are being lost in Kenosha and wanted to go there to make a bigger mess and had to be told by the governor, who I believe is white, to say, stay the hell out of our state, fool. We don't need no more outside agitators like you, Trump, coming here and making a mess, a bigger mess than what we've already started with. I just can't believe. And all I can say is, I know damn well if that was a black, brown brother walking back the police with his open carry machine whatever in his hand, he would have been gunned down and nobody would have said nothing about it. And if you want to have an example, think about that young brother that they just shot here in LA, in South LA. He didn't have no AK, nothing. He wasn't out there with that. Okay, and 20 in the back. Enough said.
What about you? What about you, Cindy? 20 in the back. Trump supported him. He said that, he looked at the video. He said he don't see anything. He felt like the guy was self-defense.
It's a complete insult, to the Black race right now, because, I think that Trump knows what he's doing. He knows exactly what he's trying to do, and he's at the point where, you know what? I'm just going to do it. Yeah. What does he have to lose? And that's what he's trying to do. Like, we all know that what Trump
presidency. He has to lose the presidency. That's all that's at stake right now.
Yeah. But the thing about it, he's cheating this election right in front of our faces, with this mail. I haven't received a letter for the mail in a whole week.
Wow.
I don't know about you guys, but I haven't really been receiving much mail, anything, for a while. So he's trying to slow down and cheat this election directly in our face.
So he's doing mail fraud. Put it up there, mail fraud. He's committing mail fraud
directly in our face. My mail has been slowed down for a while, and I'm like, what the hell I've been waiting for this package for a while, So that's number one. The way that guy was shot down by the police in Wisconsin was absolutely unacceptable, and it just absolutely disgusting. And then for them to let a white 17-year-old underage walk down the street with an AK-47, do we not see a problem with this situation?
Not Trump.
And I'm just like, dude, that's just not okay. It's outrageous, and something needs to be done, and it needs to be done immediately.
I just, and hearing you guys say it back, you know what I mean? Really, really, Annika, sit up a little bit. I want them to see your pretty face. Really is really giving me, I'm trying to understand. It's at a point now when I see this man, my whole body just cringes up. You know what I mean? And as Cindy was saying, he really feels like he can get away with anything. Let's look at what he had to say. Well, let's look at what Donald Trump had to say about Kyle, because I want people to see this video of what he had to say and how he defended this young, who was, mind you, there's a curfew. Mind you, also, this young man's mother drove him there and drove him back home. Now, we talking about a whole nother case. From my understanding, fact check me, because I don't mind. But my understanding is mom drove him and drove him back home.
What?
Yes. And if you see mom and dad, you'll understand. Mike, I'm gonna need you to get video ready for me with Donald Trump video too, because I want to show these people this video. But she drove him, Annika, and drove him back.
What kind of mother is that? That is not a mother. That is not a mother's.
To put your son in that type of danger, you know what I mean? Because he could have been shot, with an AK-47. Because if he was black, he'd been shot. His
father's a cop. I don't know. Maybe he has cop privileges. I don't know. Maybe
the cops gave him water and stuff. But you got
water and stuff. Like,
this young man was at a Trump rally. They got the picture of him, and I would have pulled it up, but don't care. I'm over it. I'm like, Cindy, Trump is really like, I can get away. He's really like he's saying that. I walk out on, what is it? Was it Fifth Avenue? Yeah, blow somebody in the head and want nobody to do anything. Well, he realized he ain't got to be the one to go out there and do it. He can send somebody to do it for him.
There are so many surrogates, and that's the really scary part. And I concur with Cindy that he this is the way he sees he's going to win, and it's very sad to me. The reality is that it may be in his mind at least, a viable path to winning. We stayed home, them messing with the election. They always have messed with the election. That's nothing new. Mm-hmm. Taking the mailboxes off the corner street. Well, we've known for a long time not to put mail in that. But I'm Cindy, I haven't gotten things in months, and I don't mean weeks. I mean months.
Hmm?
Have
Well,
been
Your mailbox, everyone. Check your mailbox. When's the last
oh,
time you got a letter?
I got a couple of friends that work at the post office, and they were telling me that they were sending them out here. It's the post office been put on blast here in California,
Mm-hmm.
in LA. That's supposed to have been mail just sitting there. You understand what I mean? So I think
really.
people are going to come out and check on it. And my understanding is people that work there were talking, and they were just letting me know we were standing out. And we of course we honestly had our mask on, but they were saying that they came when they got to work, the mail was gone. So they don't know if they were stuck in the truck somewhere and hid it because the people are coming to check on what's going on. So I want to tell y'all something. If y'all going to look for that mail, check every damn truck out there out there. If it's trucks sitting there, check them.
Might be some unauthorized federal police arresting the mail. We don't know what's going on around here. I mean, crazy stuff. I mean, first of all, I've just noticed that my mail people, they're all out here on Sunday trying to deliver mail, and I'm like, are they working on their one day off to deliver mail? What is going on? And then the only thing they're delivering is my Costco flyer. Let's not be late with that.
Yeah,
Let's
I
not be.
got something like some junk mail, and I was like, throw it away. I was like, what the hell is this? I don't want this. Like,
No, you looking for real mail, and we trying to. But see, that's the whole. This
oh, you know what's coming? Our ballots are kind of starting to come in the mail. That's probably, that's why. Because I know we're going to start voting here soon. I don't know exactly the date, but I know California, our mail-in ballots are going to start coming in the mail.
Right. So we've had September. Today's September, what, 1st? October 3rd. Everybody now remember this time around, they're supposed to mail the ballots whether you were a permanent absentee voter or not. So starting October 3rd. So that's going to glut the mail along with all the usual mailers. So we should start seeing a flood of mailers, junk mail, as well as a flood of commercials, because I really don't know what's going to go on with this ballot. And this, it was a mess for the primary. There have been a lot of challenges and concerns about how things process. Let's hope they cleaned it up and they've got things together for November 3rd, because there's still going to be a lot of people in line doing the actual voting, trying to use the new voting machines that they implemented in a primary for a presidential election. Why they decided to do it now and not last year or the year before or the year before that, good, we can figure that one out. But I mean, it says a lot to me as a human being, as a person, when one privilege right that has been granted by the United States Constitution, that piece of paper they always hold up and always talk about the first and the second and all this stuff. I'm like, the right to vote is a fundamental right. It's a right to exercise our participation in a society that may not have always respected or honored our participation. And we do have a change on a horizon about that. And I do think that there are a lot of people who are fearful, including these calls to defund the police, these calls to change how we prioritize our response to the mental health and the others who are out there. We've got some, they extended our foreclosure eviction statewide for another year, but guess what? You now have to pay 25% of the rent that's outstanding. You got to do all of this. And the question I have is, when they do let these evictions go, where are all these people going to go? Because it looks like the streets of LA are already filled with enough homeless people to make another country. So I'm just a little confused about what's the end game on a local level, but also on a national level. You know what I'm saying? You got to a point where you can't contain a pandemic, and you're just running around talking about herd immunity like you're educated. We're
it's just
back to
saying.
starting in March.
It's how it is. Let us see Trump and what he had to say. Like I said, I want to see what. I guess he's not saying nothing. I can't hear him.
That don't
trying to
stop
get
him
away
from
from
talking.
them, I guess. It looks like he fell, and then
Right here saying, are you going to condemn the actions of vigilantes like Kyle Rittenhouse?
we're looking at all of it. That was an interesting situation. You saw the same tape as I saw, and he was trying to get away from them, I guess, it looks like, and he fell,
I want
and then
that
they
turned
very
up because
violently
he
attacked
wrong.
him, and it's something that we're looking at right now, and it's under investigation, but uh, I guess he was in very big trouble. He would have been. He probably would have been killed, but it's under investigation.
Do you think private citizens should be taking
I'd
gun
like to see law enforcement take care of everything. I think everything should be taken care of law enforcement. But again, we have to give our cops back, our police back their dignity, the respect. They're very talented people. They're strong. They're tough. They can do the job. But we've taken it away. We don't want to have when somebody makes a mistake, he chokes, or in some cases you have bad cops, we have to take care of them. In other cases, they choke. They have a quarter of a second to make a decision, and sometimes they make the wrong decision. If they make the wrong decision, if they make the wrong decision in the other direction, they're probably dead. So they choke sometimes, and that goes on the evening news for weeks. And the thousands and tens of thousands of great things they do, nobody covers that. Nobody writes about that. But if they make a mistake, and again, the bad cops, everybody agrees they have to be very tough on bad cops. But sometimes you have a cop or a police person who is a good police person, right? Good. But they choke. The timing, and they go through this and they study this and they work on it all the time. They literally have a quarter of a second to make some of these decisions. And they make a wrong decision, and it's very devastating. But I will say this I honor law enforcement. We wouldn't be here right now if it wasn't for law enforcement. Excuse me?
Well, y'all heard what he said, right? He
That
said,
they had stage fright, they choked. I'm confused. Were they doing it?
Quan, you're a young black brother. What you think about it, what the president's saying about the law enforcement? And bless God, knock on wood, is not, happening to you right now, but you still walk that, you still are out here driving and doing things and handling life and never know what could happen. And he's saying that they choke.
I'll be honest with you. Right now, I fear for my life more than ever. However, I feel a sense of calm because of what's going on as well. And I feel a sense of calm because I'm starting to see just random people um, just reach out to me. I know it's crazy to say that, um, but it's happening more often than ever. Like people that are not black will literally walk
Mm-hmm.
up to me where I work at or whoever approach me and just, you know, say we support you. And,
Wow.
I may not be a part of Black Lives Matter, you know, whatever faction, whatever organization they would have
And I
become.
quote, the
But
news is going to get worse and worse before
okay,
it
Joe
gets
Biden's
better and
talking.
better.
But the fact that I have people, reaching out to me, it makes you feel good. And my thing is this: Trump doesn't speak for all the police officers across America. You know, I may not know every police officer. I don't think every police officer is, bad, but I think there needs to be a level of retraining and I think a level of jurisdiction amongst the officers when it comes to, I would say, those who need to carry firearms, and then those who need to just carry maybe, you know, rubber bullets. I
They
think
need to
there
be
needs to be
flat
like
like cops.
I think there needs to, like I said, be a hierarchy distinction of that as well.
Mm.
I think that they definitely. I never said defund anything. I think they need to reconstruct because it's obvious some everybody's not meant to do this job, and it's obvious that it has become a place for, and it has, and I'm gonna say it, for white supremacy.
Mhm.
But the sad part about it is other people confined to it and hold their mouths. I've seen black cops participate or be there watching. I've seen Asian. I've seen, it's not negative. It's like a brotherhood that you don't need to be a part of. That's the where the buck should stop. You know what I mean? The buck should stop right there. And I was looking today, y'all. I don't know if you guys seen it, but have you guys had a chance to see the way Kamala and Biden are interacting with each other and with the people? And to me, Joe Biden is coming off to have a lot of um easy soft tone. What do you think, Cindy?
I actually really like how Joe Biden is really starting to have this fire and passion that's really being energized in his campaign. I love the rapport that he has with Kamala Harris. It seems like the way they work together is absolutely beautiful. And I'm really excited to see how this administration is really going to grow and really repair this country because, we're going through a lot of divisive. There's a lot of pain. There's a lot of healing that really needs to be made in this country. A lot of people are unemployed and just unsure. And in November, a lot of people, I really hope they vote on where are you at today? Are you better off than you were in 2016? Because I know when we look at the numbers, a lot of people are unemployed. There's a lot of people that have died from COVID-19. And it's very unsure time right now. So I think that the Biden Harris ticket right now is just what we need to really repair this country. To have a black woman on the ticket is absolutely historic. I love Kamala Harris. Like I said on the last podcast, that she was the very first political campaign that I contributed to because I like seeing a black woman on the ticket. That gives me, a lot of black women hope that what, this is possible. So I'm all
I know we're over the roof about it, nervous, but I think Annika, you kind of know, and because I also know that I can't think of her name right now, but you know her because she endorsed you. She was one
Karen
of the
Bass.
Yeah, she was one of the candidates. So, but looking at it, do you like? I feel that's just me though, but I want to know what you think. And anybody out watching, guys, hit us up, let us know, ask questions, we'll answer them, whatever you want to do. But I feel like that was they are a great fit.
I think that one of the strengths, I think, of Biden overall is that he is a person that can pull people together, and he can move between parties that may seem disconnected, not belonging in the same room, to be on the same page. And I think that's really one of the strengths that Biden has. I am a big fan of Kamala Harris's in that she is very strong intellectually. She's a sister. She is approachable. She handles herself in a forum where many don't expect her to be. In a way, like, yes, I do belong here, but not in a way that is offensive or abrasive, but in a way that really gets people to listen to her. And I think that's very, very important. I think her experience, not just as a state senator, but as an attorney general and a former prosecutor for the county of the city of San Francisco, I think that's also important because we do have a lot of repairing, like Cindy said, restructuring that needs to be done. I think there has been an excess of power to the riches that in a way that is inconsistent with our sense of fairness and fair play and our American values. And we do need to make America great again. We need to make the laws enforce vigorously. We need to restructure, not defund law enforcement, but restructure it so that it works more readily for those who do access the 911 system. And we need to realize that America, like every other place, we're still a country in progress. We're still trying to figure out how to do things better. And one of the big issues that we see the potential changes on the horizon that I think Big Homie Quan talked about is just the lack of the less readiness of white folks to deny systemic racism. And that, I would say, is a refreshing change. There's a book I'm reading called White Fragility, Why It's So Hard for White Folks to Talk About Racism, and I forget the name of the author, but it's really true. And it's important for us to take this opportunity to move our country forward and to grow and to heal. Heal from the pandemic, heal from systemic racism, and move forward as a country that was once the envy of the world. And unfortunately, when you move in the wrong direction, you can become the laughing stock of the world. So let's get off our butts, let's vote, and let's participate in our society in a way that we were meant to participate.
Exactly. And there's another thing I want to say, and then we're going to show the Joe Biden video because he said something very strong. One thing, did y'all know that the Make America Great Again or something about America Great Again slogan? Uh, did y'all hear about that? It was on. It was an area that they had. It come to find out, Trump had not paid for it. So Joe Biden went in and paid for it, the domain. So now Biden and Harris have it, and they're using his own words against him. I said now that's what we call when Denise said we needed we needed the right people in there, road dogs ready, people ready to go in and be strong enough to what the Democrats need to do is sometimes if you swim with a shark, you move like one. And that was like what I called a shark move. And I thought it was funny, but I thought it was on point. Let's listen to what Joe Biden had to say today. Oh, and when Kamala came out right before Trump last week, I still have to keep saying, young lady, that was a brilliant move. Let's hear Joe Biden.
Early days of World War II, Franklin Roosevelt told the country, and I quote, "The news is going to get worse and worse before it gets better and better. And the American people deserve to have it straight from the shoulder. Straight from the shoulder. The job of a president is to tell it straight from the shoulder. Tell the truth, to be candid, to face facts, to lead, not to incite. That's why I'm speaking to you today. The incumbent president is incapable of telling us the truth, incapable of facing the facts, and incapable of healing. He doesn't want to shed light. He wants to generate heat, and he's stoking violence in our cities. You know, this is a tragic fact of the matter that about his perilous hour, that how he's dealing with this perilous hour in our nation. And now we have to stand against violence in every form it takes. Violence we've seen again and again and again of unwarranted police shooting, excessive force, 7 bullets in the back of Jacob Blake, knee in the neck of George Floyd, killing of Breonna Taylor in her own apartment, violence of extremists and opportunists, right-wing militias, 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 militias. Any hope and support for progress. The senseless violence of looting and burning and destruction of property. I want to make it absolutely clear, something very clear about all of this. Rioting is not protesting. Looting is not protesting. Setting fires is not protesting. None of this is protesting. It's lawlessness, plain and simple. And those who do it should be prosecuted. Violence will not bring change. It will only bring destruction. It's wrong in every way. It divides instead of unites. Destroys businesses, only hurts the working families that serve the community. It makes things worse across the board, not better. No, it's not what Dr. King or John Lewis taught, and it must end. Fires are burning, and we have a president who fans the flames rather than fighting the flames. But we must not burn. We have to build. This president long ago forfeited any moral leadership in this country. He can't stop the violence because for years he's fomented it. You know, he may believe mouthing the words law and order makes him strong, but his failure to call on his own supporters to stop acting as an armed militia in this country shows how weak he is.
You better go, Joe. You better go. Did he call him weak? But he called him out. He called him out. The same way that I don't know if it was the mayor or the governor of was that Pennsylvania, was that Philadelphia, where that happened, and I wanted to bow down of the way that he read Trump and said, you caused this, you started this. And so that is a thing that we definitely have to understand. I like Joe Biden's tone. You know, I like what he's saying, and it's sad that he has to continually go. And this is what Nancy, the Pelosi, this is what a lot of them are saying. Well, really, what's her name? Claire McCaskill. She was saying that he's got to be out now. Because I saw him and Kamala today. They were sitting farther than 6 feet apart, just having conversation. But the conversation was about the people. And I thought, this is what we need. And this man, 45.
But see, here's the thing, as much as we're excited about the relationship, the bond, and everything with, Joe and Kamala, I kind of feel like also what Ice Cube has said, recently, that it's great that we can address the president. It's great we can address the president what he's not doing. But I think amongst those two, it would be a more powerful stance if they spoke about what they would do in his position. Right? Just speaking about what he's not doing.
They're already doing it. I got to speak up. I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you out, but we can. I want you to go with me, because don't stay quiet. Speak your piece, because this is what makes America work. I could be wrong. Point is, they're telling you what they're going to do. The conversation they had today broke down how they want to bring in, and it shocked me because the conversation was about healthcare. The conversation was about pre-existing. The conversation was about what's going on with the violence, how they want to restructure the police. Their conversation was about what to do to make things better for us. Whether they do it now is a whole nother subject. Now, I'm going to say this and promise me you're going to clap back. Ice Cube can go to hell. Cube can go to hell. I even posted up for him to see it. You got your rich ass house. You got your great insurance. You got your kids secured. Even if really you can hire somebody to drive them in a car. You got them covered. You got your life covered. And you getting the break if you got the money. I think you have. You getting your break with your taxes. And that's what you want to continue to get. When Snoop Dogg said, and Snoop said it, Cube, I didn't know you had it like that. What you running for? Because he letting it be known. Are you running? Because right now we talking about the one that's running. This ain't the time to hold no damn vote. We just these mothers are burying their kids, and we burying 186,000 people and constantly going with COVID. And a president is saying that I want to do herd. You know what I mean? We're gonna try to just see
Here's what I agree with you. I agree with you on him having a certain status and income level puts him at another level of that when it comes to, I would say, actually addressing our issues. But that does not stop his words from being true. Now, I don't agree with holding the vote. I don't agree with it at all. However, the fact of what he said and how time and time again this has happened. Now, with today, what they did with Kamala and Joe, perfect. But there needs to be a consistency where it's seen amongst, because I think a lot of people, honestly, and this is how I think America feels right now, America probably feels, why are you addressing things about Black people? Because guess what? If you address things about black people, it's going to address everybody's issues. Because guess what? Everyone always benefits from what we gain, no matter what. Whether if it's our dollar, whether if it's our children, whether if it's our service, whether if it's us showing up, somehow, some way, no matter what, everyone gains something from what we do. And I think a lot of people genuinely forget that, forget how powerful our presence, our finances, and everything is. And especially our vote. Even the statistics you and Cindy brought up, and how our vote is powerful. So we can't hold that vote at home, and hold that power. We've been doing that too much anyway,
I mean,
based on the
you're
stats that you got.
yeah. I mean, you're absolutely right. And again, I know. Let me go with you too and agree on one thing. What Cube's saying is right. You know what I mean? What Ice Cube is saying is right. It's at the wrong time.
Hmm.
What I'm upset with about us is we need plans that should be formatted starting now for 2024. Am I making sense? See, that's the problem with us. We always a damn day late and a dollar short. And then we want to jump in and not like who we have, but you ain't did a damn thing to make it better or to have it ready. We need structure. Now, one thing I'm gonna mention, but no, I'm gonna let you mention that. That's your job. Right now, we're gonna take a short break, and take a minute to breathe. Come back, and we'll talk more about COVID and Dell break down some things. Um, and brother Quan got some stuff for us and everything. So let's take a break for a second. Let's just take a break because we talking about 45.
All right.
I might need to run and try to go get some ice water. Throw it on me because I'm hot as hell about that.
I got some teed up
Started a war, spilling peace at the same time. All the corruption and justice, the same crimes. Always a problem if we do or don't fight. We die, we don't have the same right. What is it gonna to a man that surrenders? What's it gonna take for someone to defend it? If we all agree that we're equal as people, then why can't we see what is equal? I can't breathe. You're taking my life from me. I agree. Will anyone fight for me? How do we cope when we don't know each other? Where is the hope and the empathy? How do we judge off the color? The structure was made to make us the enemies. Praying for change cause the pain makes you tender. All you refuse to remember was somebody's brother, friend, or son to a mother that's crying, singing. I can't breathe. You're taking my life from me. I can't breathe. Will anyone fight for me? Oh, 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 Black Lives Matter.
All right, guys. So we're back and everything, and we needed that break because I was getting hot. Y'all go to mention 45. I get all hot up in here. Let's talk about a little bit about COVID, and I have Annika, while I have her, Miss Valley Code, um, we're gonna use a little bit of your biochemistry, degree. We're gonna ask you a few questions, and we're gonna talk more about the virus and things like that. We were talking earlier, and we keep mentioning because Trump. My understanding is they put it out there that they were thinking about using, and this is funny to me, herd immunity. Okay, now do you want me to break down the definition of it, Annika? Or do you have it? Do you want to break it down?
Just go ahead and break it down. I mean, it's a concept we've been talking about since the pandemic, you know, exploded on us in March.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a very simple concept. And the idea is essentially that if more and more people have immunity to a given virus, then it makes it harder for that virus to spread. And even though, therefore, that gives it protection, that gives people who have not been exposed to the virus a certain level of protection because they're in the herd.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I mean, does that kind of make it simple? We're all
Makes it real,
cows.
but they're not
Okay,
gonna
we're all
treat it.
cows. And if we're all, some of us are protected and we're with the ones that are protected, then we're all protected. So that's what the president has come up with. And we're what, month 8, ninth
Yeah,
month?
yep.
Okay.
And while we talking about that, we did a chart. I did a chart um that shows how many people, how many people have had it, how many people have died, where we are, and what's going on with that disease. We're going to pull up that chart in just a second because we're talking about there it is right there. Wow, I like when magic happens. See, here's the thing about this, guys, and this is the embarrassing part about it. Cindy, look at the chart. Now, we're America. Everybody looks for us to lead. This man in January, and earlier than January, really. Yeah, Annika, you and I talked about this. He hollered it was a hoax. Now, China, the exact area where it started, they're back in school without mask.
Really?
Yes, without mask in
Nice.
the very area that it started. Now, America has the most cases. The country that everybody leans to and depends on. And when Obama was in office, we did have there's something that could have turned into a pandemic, and Obama stopped it. And I said he did it. He was smart enough to get this man got rid of our CDC. He fired CDC, the head of the CDC. He moved he took the money from the pandemic department. Now let's see that chart again. I want you to tell the people what we looking at on this chart with this food. How many deaths? How many confirmed cases is up there?
6 million?
Millions.
506,030,570. Now, how many fatalities do America have?
184,462.
And these colors are where they're really serious. Look how red California. We get in the redder, you know what I mean? I don't know what we just gonna be a stop sign. Like meaning when people try to come to California, stop. Don't go in there.
I really think that well, first I wanted to say, that we can't go anywhere outside of the United States. You know that, right? We can't, because Trump was trying to build this wall. It's a trip that now all of a sudden that there's a wall that's being built around the United States. Let's talk about that because we can't go into Canada. Very limited. They're like, don't come here. Mexico, on the other hand, we trying to say don't come over here. In reality, they're saying don't come over here. We can't really fly to Europe. Definitely not to New Zealand. Any parts over there. Don't come. Please don't come over here. And we are isolated from the rest of the world because we can't get our stuff together when it comes to the COVID-19.
We can't wash our hands.
That's very sad.
We can't wear our masks. We brawl on an airplane. We put a mask on.
Wearing masks. Like, who does that? It's
Americans.
like we don't want you taking away our freedom because of wearing a mask. Well, how about you stop being so selfish and think about somebody else? Maybe if I wear this mask, it might protect that child over there that doesn't have COVID-19. Just maybe. You know what I mean? But since we, because a lot of selfishness, thinking about ourselves.
But since you said it, it's like you said, and it's like Denise said when she was on the show. And someone else said, look at it like now, but Biden said it. He said, look at it like giving blood.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's like the things that you do to save someone's life.
Yeah.
How can you not? And I see so many videos of people going off when they say, so you can't come in the store without you don't have your mask on.
Very upset. They be fighting. They be fighting over their mask. Like, don't give us no mask. I mean, I've seen fights break out. And then on top of that, when we talk about the mask, then because see a lot of the Trump supporters, they've gotten real comfortable about using the N-word.
Yeah. Okay.
And they forget that we're not living in the 18th century. Mm-hmm. And see, today what we do when we use the N-word, we take the matters into our own hands.
Knock your ass out.
With using that type of language today and not have somebody black that's going to address it then, there, and on point. That's not just because Trump is giving people the power to feel what's the word I'm looking for?
They are better than us.
Yes.
Yeah, like they are greater and that we should bow down.
No,
it's called white privilege.
They will get slapped. They will get popped. They
will slap you and your privilege.
Exactly. That is not. You will not.
It's not working here.
Yeah. Emboldened. They've been feeling really emboldened to be able to just say whatever they want to say. And
strongly, honey.
We're not going back to those days where we're going to bow down and just cower to the white man. They've given us this disgusting name and labeled us as that. We're not doing that today. We're not.
And the sad part about it is that's why they think it, and we're gonna stop you from shooting us. Oh, we're gonna stop that. We trying right now with you, but now you don't went from 7 to 20.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's happening in this country right now. Okay, and right when Donald Trump went into the White House, there was the women's movement. You remember the women's march?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
Because women are not going to be disrespected. Because the way that Donald Trump treated Hillary was absolutely disrespectful.
It was horrible.
And women got up and they started marching and they started protesting, and then now Donald Trump is going against us by using our constitutional right to protest, and the reason why we are rioting and destroying people's property is because we've been protesting and protesting. We've been protesting since the 60s and nobody's listening.
Girl, we got over 400 some years of oppression they've been putting on us since slavery and everything else, hanging, lynching, Willie Lynch, everything. And see, the generation we got now is a little bit sneaky, a little bit more as a matter of fact. They've already felt entitled, believe it or not, because we've given that and put that inside them. So when you coming now, that's why I saw the little girl marching and she had that face on. Did you see her? In them eyes, no justice, no peace. She was ready. I said, honey, I'm gonna be scared of you in about 10 more years. But the point is, that's the problem. And that's this next show we will be talking about. It's called The Illusion of White Supremacy. Someone brought that up to me and I was like, wow, you're right. Because when they were tagging Michelle Obama, when I did the show and I had her lead in, they just kept talking about she's a man. She's this. I'm sick of her. I'm over her. She's a fake. And I finally typed back. I said, what are you really afraid of? What does she do? Because she's intelligent? Because she is rising above the hate? You know what I mean? I said, because it made me think about Maya Angelou, the poem, Phenomenal Woman. You know what I mean? What is it about you that makes you upset? And then as she said, at the end of the day, like Michelle said, she's still rising. And you taking the time to come on my page over and over and over again to try to talk about a woman. And the thing about it is you're scared of her. You fear all of us because it was okay when we couldn't read. It was okay when we couldn't do certain things. Now we're educated. Okay, it used to be we got to high school. Now we're going to college. Now we're not just going to college, we're getting our masters, our doctorates, we're ball players. Everything we touch, we master. And then on top of that, it's just the way things are being set up, but it's not working anymore. Now again, America, we are facing two things. Black, brown America, I want you to understand something. We are facing the pandemic of racism because it's there. Okay, and change on the horizon. I've heard Cindy say it more than once. I've heard Annika say it. Quan already speaks it into fruition. It must be. And this is why we're having the problem. And we're talking about the strategies to affect real and lasting change. The thing about this is they know the change is coming
They
and
feel
they're
it.
fighting against it. This
Mhm.
is their last woo-ha. You understand what I'm saying? The fight they're giving, and this is why they're bringing it so strong and so venomously, is because it's their last they feel. And they see what is happening and they are fighting it tooth and nail. Guys, we have a young lady that I love, Just Live. And whenever I need her, I can reach out. She's right there. She's amazing. So I was telling her, I said, the people need to hear something good. And you got a song that I love called It's All Right. And I think that the people need to know. Cindy keeps speaking about change and about what we're not going to take and what we're not going to deal with. She's telling the truth. So we're going to let Liv come in and do a performance for us that she sent in for us. And we're going to look at that. But I want everybody to know and think about what Cindy Davis has said. Cindy's an activist for over a decade, um, in so many areas. Of course, yes, she fights heavily, strong, overly outspoken when it comes down to the LGBTQ community, and very voiceful and strong with the transgender. I'm a little worried. I don't want to have to get her out of jail one day because she'll jump for her. I'm saying she's gonna jump for you. Now look at her. She ain't playing. But I admire that, and I admire her strength and her courage. So as I say, and I say that for real. That's why I keep bringing her back. I admire her strength and her courage. She's a leader in a lot of ways. So guys, we're gonna let Liv tell us about how everything is gonna be all right, because I want my people to know, my guests and everybody to know it's gonna be okay. We're gonna be all right. We're just in a battle right now. We're fighting something, but it's gonna be okay. Take us to it, Liv.
Pressure's on, yeah, it's hot. I'll tell you the story of having that. When you don't know, when you don't got, till you need it. Scrambling for that dough, boy. But everybody's alright, we're all alright. I need to catch a break now. Gotta make a way somehow. Oh, I gotta figure it out. Oh, help me, Lord. Mm-hmm. Take you to a city where the budget is tight and you can pay your condo or you can keep on your life. She chose the latter, so she gotta wake up early at 5. Ride the buses for an hour to a job she don't like and she's tired. This here ain't right. This can't be life, but she's alright. Yeah, alright. Walking through a neighborhood where children survive. Ain't got no daddy at home and mom be working at night. Look up the homie round the corner, said he's living the life. You can be a baller too if you just slang a few dimes, so you try. That gangster life, too young to die, but he's alright. Alright, we need to catch a break now. Gotta make a way somehow. Oh, I gotta figure it out. Oh, help me, Lord. Mm-hmm. Tell you about a brother, little child out of 5. He brought him pop out the road, killing himself to provide. Now he's a father to his nephews and his nieces. He grinds. A husband to 2 widows, still living his own life as he strives to keep his dreams alive. His art is life and he is alright. Right. So I'm a youngster still of color in the prime of my life. Somehow I found my way home. The walls giving late at night. Cause I just wanna be alone so I can exhale and write. Finding solace on the balcony beneath the moonlight as I ride. I'm free behind the margin lines and I'm alright. Alright. I need to catch a break now. Gotta make a way somehow. Oh, I gotta figure it out. Oh, help me, Lord. Ooh, pressure's on, yeah, it's hot. Tell you the story of have not, when you don't know what you don't got till you need it. Yeah, the pressure's on and it's hot. Tell you the story of have not, when you don't know what you don't got till you need it.
She's on the game. She's in the background, really not background. She's singing a lot of the hooks for the game. May not want me to say this, but Leah was part of Kanye West, his choir, and and everything, singing with him and everything. With what is it, Sunday? What did he call it? Sunday what, Quan?
Sunday service.
Sunday service. So yeah, but a beautiful talent. It's Just Live, Olivia Walker. But if you want to get her CD, Just Live, I'm telling you, it is bad. The girl is bad. Thank you, Liv. Always much love. I'm gonna turn it over to Quan so we can get ready to get out the building in a minute. Quan's gonna tell us about what's going on with Michael. I think we have a clip for him too, but Michael. I keep saying Michael. I don't know why. I know why. He was really great friends with Chad Boswick, and he's having a hard time with it. So he's on my mind. And they were really close. He said he had been knowing it since he was 17, and I had read that article. But we lost so great today. I mean, not today, but we lost a great. I want to speak on it today. Actor, and everybody knows him with Black Panther. you know. So we want to talk about that for a minute. Kwanga, tell us what's good in the hood, what's going on with Monica and Brandy, what him and Cindy. I want them to tell them what they think about, what they thought about, what happened with that challenge. We're gonna get ready to get off this phone, but we're gonna end on a positive, fun note. Um, Quan, tell us
Talk
what
to
the
me.
NBA is, what's going on with the NBA, what's going on with Monica and Brandon. We want to see what you think.
Okay, so let's first start out with Chadwick Boseman, the man that played James Brown, the man that played Jackie Robinson, the man that played T'Challa in the Black
Ah,
Panther. You know, I can keep going on and on about this man's accolades, and what kind of iconic, not just regular, but iconic African Americans he played in movie roles, and how there has not really been too many actors that can embrace or play those roles. And it hurt a lot of people. Personally, it hurt me because of knowing that my mother died of colon and cervical cancer, and how it hit home for me personally. Um,
you still moving, Quan? Look like you got a froze there for a minute.
Still moving. I'm still moving. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you. Go ahead. That's TV. I saw
Yeah.
Rachel Maddow do it, so I know I can do it.
But just even the weight loss, like reminding me of my mom, and like I said, so many people were affected. Michael B. Jordan, all the way on, were affected by um, what happened to him. And we're all hurt. We're all hurt. We are all hurt. I think there's a clip popping up. I'm gonna
Yeah,
let Mo drop that clip in there. So drop it in, bro.
show it up, show it, Mike. Do we have sound for it?
Dude.
Black Panther himself, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Chadwick Boseman.
Football, Chad. He's very knowledgeable. He's an athlete, martial artist. He's had a lot of experience playing roles that come with a lot of weight. So I think he has a person gifted as an actor and as a performer, and also as a storyteller in his own right.
I am not king of all people. I am king of Wakanda. And it is my responsibility to make sure our people are safe.
Because he is so prepared as an actor, forced the other actors who had scenes with him to kind of raise their game and go, okay.
Doesn't Chadwick bring to the character? I mean, he's regal and grounded, and he brings a gravitas to it. So all of this feeds his T'Challa, and I think he wore the crown with dignity.
He brought back! He brought back!
I've known him since I was about like 17, so I've known him for a really long time. Back in New York, he did the work, obviously. I just think he did an incredible job being true to the character.
I had a great time with Chadwick. Just warmth and camaraderie came into it, of course, with a great deal of respect for his previous work. So when I looked at him with proud eyes, they were an actor and also as comrade and colleague and Angela. It is your time to be king.
Chadwick is just a powerhouse. He really is so talented. Every single movie he's made, there's kind of this internal, almost nobility.
The Black Panther has been the protector of Wakanda for generations.
This welcome is one of the most amazing things I've ever experienced.
It's fun to watch just what it means to people. At times, in my head, I'll be like, well, what does this do for the world? Like, actually, what is it? Is it actually valuable in this climate? And I have to say, yes, it actually is. Not because it makes people escape. I think when done right, it gives people hope. I found that it means a lot.
To look into his eyes and see what's going on.
We must find a way to look after one another as if we were one single tribe.
And then a hero comes along with the strength to carry on. When you cast your fears aside, and you know you can survive.
Wow. Woo, we lost a good one.
Yeah.
We always losing a good one.
Yes. Yes,
always.
we do. Yes, we do. Unfortunately. So definitely, we want to, salute, Chadwick Boseman, and just salute his legacy and everything that he's done, as a man, as a philanthropist, as an actor, as everything. Not just in one way, but in all ways. So next, to bring a little bit lighter news, and serious news in the sense almost. Recently, the NBA players went on a protest. They protested recently together in the waking, the death, and things that were happening in Kenosha, Wisconsin. And one of the agreements was made for them to come back to the court if every NBA arena across the United States was made available November 3rd to vote, or that first, or whatever Tuesday in November it is. And the NBA owners and the NBA agree. And you see every NBA owner or representative coming out day by day saying that, yes, we'll make our facility available for voting. So we can eliminate a lot of the areas that are not being used or being mishandled.
They shut down the NBA because Cindy, she too cute for the sports. She'll go just to see the guys. Yeah, we know. But they protested. Remember, we felt great when they protested. Remember when they all halted. So I do know, Quan, was it true that I know LeBron James called Barack Obama and asked him what he should do, and he told him they should play, but make their demand. So Quan is saying What are they doing, Quan? What demand did they want?
The demand, and it was accepted by the NBA and the NBA owners, that the NBA owners in their arenas will be open and available as long as they need to have people not only register but also vote on that day of November 3rd, 2020.
So they really are making space, is what you're saying, for them to vote,
Yes,
right?
and also too, like I was saying before, it eliminates a lot of these places that could have had funding issues. So I guarantee a lot of those places that had funding issues, I guarantee they're going to bring them to the arena to have people work, because we're talking about, stadiums, arenas that could hold up to, 30,000 people, 40,000 people.
Okay, so that's
So you're
great.
talking
So
about,
that's making space with COVID where they can really, uh, if it's cold, they won't be outside in the cold, and that's making space where they can spread out. And you got all those bleachers. If you, they say you want to eat something, remember Michelle Obama said, pack your lunch, get your breakfast. So that's awesome.
Yeah.
I guarantee this. What you just saying that? I
Mhm.
guarantee the owners are going to probably open up the food facilities.
Make some
Like
money.
you
I'll
know,
buy some
like
nachos. Come on, I would. Make it fun, cause we need to vote, and if I can't get it by mail, then I need to make sure that we're voting. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's an awesome
mhm.
idea. I think that's a heck of a demand. I hope they made a few more things, without a doubt. I want the vote. That's number one. But I hope they have something else on the plate too, because I was admired them, and when they did it, the soccer team did. You understand what I'm saying? They followed in suit. They realized what their value was finally. Like, you can't protect me, and I'm out here playing for you. Kudos. If I could get the IGS Nation Award, it would be to the basketball team and the sports teams and everything for taking the chance and making a stand. And now somebody better give Kaepernick a damn job. Get that boy off his knee. See, that IGS Nation is award. That's what I love about my tech guy. Sandy, what you think about Monica and Brandy, you and Quan? That's how we gonna end. We gonna talk about something positive. What you think about them, girl? Who brought the most heat?
Cindy,
Who brought the most heat?
Cindy, do you want to go first? Do you want to go first, or I go
Um.
first?
Bring
Well.
the tea, girl.
Well. It was exciting to see Brandy and Monica. It really was. Like those two. Like when I was coming up, it was always Brandy and Monica. It was them dueling, and it was good to see them both together. The only thing I was kind of disappointed because I was hoping that they would sing. I was like, I want to hear some Brandy and Monica, like
Combination, yeah.
because
The
they
boy
could
is mine.
like let's see,
Yeah.
but they were going back and forth, with their songs, and I just really think like, I love them both. Um, I think Brandy won because I love Brandy. So
Yeah.
when it came down to it, but Monica she could sing,
Yeah.
so.
How
But
about you, Quan? What you think? Who you think brought it? Cindy like Brandy, but Brandy's good. I love Brandy too. Now, don't get me wrong. I love me some Brandy too. Don't get that wrong. But
I'll
what you
I'll
think,
say
Quan?
this. I'll say this. As far as career wise, Brandy was running laps from Monica in the beginning. However, Monica did have a strong beginning. But as time went on, I believe Monica benefited from better producing, and I would say benefit from a better record label than
Now,
Brandy.
now, which one you think, Monica or Brandy?
Now, I'm gonna keep it real. I'm gonna keep it 100. I was probably one of the few people that did not watch the versus battle. I'm gonna keep it 100
You
because
wonder what?
my thing is this. I was probably one of the few people that did not watch the versus battle. Even though it broke records, it had a million people watching. It had, everybody, but I wasn't one of them. And it wasn't like I didn't want to support either of them, but it was just like I knew what was coming. I knew how both of them were going to sit apart. I knew there was going to be awkward tension between both of them, and side church hugs. Like if you know the history
He's
between
so
Brandy and
wrong.
Monica, you
But I saw a little
know
bit different.
that
Did you, Cindy? I saw a little trying. Didn't you, or do you think it was fake?
I think they've really had some growth, because I mean, they're older now, they don't have that, they don't need to be,
And odd.
Monica's doing her amazing.
Stop.
Every time I see Monica, she's
Yeah.
fabulous. Like, you can't come from Monica when it comes to style and dress, and I've seen her she's always taking pictures, and whenever I see her, she's always put together. Like, you just can't come from Monica. And then Brandy just came out with a new album that I am just living for. I love her new album.
I heard Monica had one coming too. So Brandy got one? I got to get them both.
It just came out. It is everything. I am living. I love Miss Brandy right now.
Now, what's the name of that album? Because I'm going to go get that tonight.
It's B7.
B7. So I got to get, because I need something to listen to, and I know Monica said hers is coming soon too. And I told you I heard them mention, and Brandy kept mentioning touring. So she's
I would like to see it.
Them together, yes. Yeah. And I love them both. I'm not even gonna. I said it to Cindy, but I'm not even gonna say which one I like the best. I felt growth yesterday, honestly, like you did, Cindy. As we have said, they both have matured. There's nothing that should be coming between them. They both had their own styles, and they both were successful. Brandy, more so because she took. I think we love her so much because she was in our living room.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Yeah, Moesha, and yes, and then she came out on another show that I like, The Game. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's where we were. But guys, if you missed it, go on YouTube because they show the whole 3 hours. Go watch it and enjoy it. I can't show it for you. I'm sorry, my show right now got to end. I'm sorry. Basically, I've enjoyed these wonderful people. We've monopolized their time. We ain't monopolized. This is the way show business work. And we bust our ass to bring you a decent show. We're going to have some glitches here and there because we're doing live now. And I'm going to keep doing it till we get it right. Look at Quan throwing his hair. Cindy, why you ain't going to throw yours? Quan going to throw his. Come on now. And guys, Miss Cindy M. Davis, keep looking out for this young lady. This beautiful young lady is on the rise. But I'm going to tell you something now. We will have next week, really Thursday. I got a show Thursday. I'll talk to Cindy and see what's going to happen. I can't keep, I'm trying. Y'all got to reach out and start sending. What I need y'all to do is first go onto YouTube. Get your ass on YouTube and subscribe to my page. Y'all, I'm loving y'all. I'm loving y'all on Facebook Live on my I'm Just Saying page. But I got to get you onto YouTube. I'm Just Saying TV. Hit the subscribe button, notification button. Do that for me. I have to build that. Please do that. I know I haven't been saying it, but do that. Now, here's the thing. Y'all got some things y'all want to say to Miss Cindy. I need y'all to be hitting the buttons, typing, doing whatever you want to do, saying what you think about Cindy, reaching out to Miss Cindy. She's just getting it going, and she's got nothing but love for you. Now, we will be back Thursday with Denise Harris, a special guest. And if Cindy wants to join, the table is always open, always here. But we are going to be talking about the illusion of white supremacy. And I got a feeling Cindy might want to talk about that because we're discussing whether or not they are doing this to us, not because they feel they are better than us, but they're afraid of us. And that fear is turning into something that is causing them to, the fear that has gotten stronger to make the hate even stronger. Because that green-eyed monster is something else. It's called jealousy. And it can make you do some crazy things. So we're going to talk about that and everything. But we lighten it up, to lighten it up even more. I got some young boys we're going to let them sing September for us. We're going to bump our butts and dance and snap our fingers. And Cindy going to shake her hair. And Quan going to shake his. I can't shake mine. I need to go cut it. But we're going to shake and dance our way on up out of chill. You all understand what I'm saying? So, Mike, let's get some September. Let's get some music going. Let's turn that shit up because it's been negative. We had some heavy conversations, and we're gonna let these little cute boys sing our asses on home. One of them might be in the day. That's all we know is that it's the month of September. This is September 3rd. Come on, Mike, let me dance.
Ready for September. It was changing the clouds of September. While I'm chasing the clouds away. In the key that souls are singing.
Ooh, I wish that we could vote that man out today.
Yeah. Tell me about it. I can probably sleep good at night.
I remember dancing in September. And I had them on for you. Ooh, I remember it last September.
Dion, thank you for this opportunity.
Nothing but love. We'll be
Love
reaching
you.
out, baby boo.
All right.
Y'all need Miss Cindy Davis. Just hit the page.
Bye, guys. Love you.
Nothing but love. Nothing but love. Guys, I want you to know one thing. Knowledge is power. But love is everything. Welcome in the month of September, right? Keep in mind, knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. But love is everything.
They say life is what you make it. I'm a legend in the making. I know just what I'm made of. They say life is what you make it. But I'm a legend in the making. I know just what I'm made of. They say life is what you make it. But I'm a legend in the